Yeah, I mean, you go back to the last week, thought tackling was outstanding, and one of the things we really hit on beginning of the week was speed and space. Tackling their speed and space. We didn't do a good job of that. And that really comes down to angles. The angles that we take, the pursuit angles that we take, and trusting those angles. There's so many examples as we go through it, and as we've gone through the tape, been through it many times of how we got to fix it. And players have been in numerous times already to look at it and fix it, and those are the big things we'll continue to attack as we go through the week.
On the left, John.
Is there a bigger message for this team after a tough one going into the back half of the season?
Can you say that again?
Is there a bigger message from you to this team going into the back half of this season?
I mean, I think the message is pretty simple. Like, the guys understand what happened. They understand it's a loss, and nobody's hurt more for a loss than the players and us, as coaches. So those guys they've been in here. They've been grinding, trying to get better. They're trying to fix all the problems and make sure it doesn't happen again. So the message really is simple. We got to go back to work. That's the reason I got the blue collar jacket on today. We got to go back to work right now. There's no pouting. There's no worry about it. There's no making excuses for it. That's all we got to do, and that's all I know, and that's what we're going to do right now.
Over on the right here, Dennis.
Sherrone, after looking at the tape and everything, what do you guys kick at yourself the most about after seeing everything Saturday?
Yeah, I think defensively, exactly what I said, tackling. It was just, that we're much better than we played. We're much better than we are, but credit to them, like I said, that just no excuses. They played good, they executed. Then offensively, finishing drives. You have the first drive was 3 and out, and then the second drive, you go 12 plays and you don't score. Against a team like that, you got to go score. You can't get the 3rd and 4 and then get a penalty and push it back to 3rd and long and have a sack. So it's just the big moments. You got to execute the little details, and that's what those big games come down to.
Is that what the opening drives do? What's your view? You guys have had struggles on the opening drives this year.
Yeah, just got to continue to execute those little things in those moments.
Right here, Aaron.
After the Oklahoma loss, you guys assessed kind of the offensive line and you changed maybe a little how you approach Bryce. What are the changes that are going to come out of this loss?
Yeah, I think the biggest thing is continue to look at what you're doing, how you're doing. I thought we did a good job of putting people in position, moving guys around, but we got to continue to do that. Continue to challenge the O-line, continue to challenge everybody in the rooms. It's not just one position, right? It's everybody. So we'll all do it together and fix it.
Right here, Tony.
Yeah, tight end's obviously been a staple here for years, but it feels like they haven't been as involved in recent weeks. Is that just sort of how the game has come out? And what do you guys need to do in order to get them more involved?
Yeah, I think that was kind of how the game went. It wasn't really on purpose. Obviously Andrew Marsh played a bigger role, and McCulley had a big touchdown, so those things happened, and obviously with the running back. So we'll continue to get those guys involved as we go through the season.
And then Bryce, now halfway through the regular season of his freshman year. What do you like most about what he's done, and where are you still hoping to see progression in the back half?
Yeah, poise, his playmaking ability. You see that flash. You continue to see him get better and better. Put a little bit more on him this week in terms of RPOs and things that he was doing. And he did a good job making those decisions, and he'll continue to do that. So, but just those little decisions, like even on that, that 3rd down and 9, don't take the sack. It keeps you in field goal range, and the interception, just an ill-advised throw he doesn't need to make. So those things will come, and again, it's his 6th game, but we'll continue to help him and push him, and he'll continue to push himself to make it better.
Right here, Ryan.
How has Mikey Keene kind of handled this season so far? Obviously, an experienced guy coming in, but then injured, battling through injury, and then now hasn't really gotten much of an opportunity, at least in the game so far.
He's been great. I mean, he's like a coach around there, so he's been outstanding. Love having Mike around, love his attitude, love the way he works. I mean, he goes on scout team, and he just does his part. He controls the offense. He controls everything, So he does everything he can to help the team, so he's been outstanding.
Back right, Andrew.
What is the concern level about the face of Washington team whose quarterback, can run and throw the way?
Yeah, I mean, when you're facing a team like that, you gotta be ready. He's dangerous. He's dangerous running the ball. He's dangerous throwing the ball. He's dangerous when it's a scrambled play. So we got to do a great job containing him and making him uncomfortable in whatever facet we decide to do that in. That's going to be the key to stopping, win the game, and then obviously stopping the run with their running back. He's dangerous, and he can make you miss. He can run you over. So it's going to be have a concerted effort to hone those two in and win the game.